There we go. Let's whack some music on. Oh wow, double echo there. Turn that off. Some music on. Oh wow, double echo there. Turn that off. See what happens when you're not prepared. There we go. Nope. That's my studio manager. There we go. And OBS. And Steam. Oh, this might be loud. It's all right. I'll fix it. 1 second. But there should be fine. That's on shuffle. That's on repeat. Good stuff. How loud is that on OBS? Oh, that's barely anything. Comfortable, I think, because some of these songs do get quite loud. Right, we are back in the lovely Aurora. Where were we? We were about to initiate combat last time, and we did initiate combat last time, and we died spectacularly. So this is going to be a bit of an experiment, because I know where I've gone wrong, roughly, but I'm not 100% sure how to fix it, because I didn't really get a chance to get the combat going. I just got shot and died. So what we're going to do, we're going to do that again. So we're going to join all of these guys together somehow. Sure, there we go, and you as well. And these guys, we are going to move. I forgot where we're going. Procyon. X2 Procyon, which is through Z Hydra. Procyon, and then we want to go to Rex, I believe it was. We want to go to the Boron. And we want to move to that location. Yeah, this is where this song gets a bit loud, so let's turn it back down. Because I'm sure, as much as we all love the Stellaris soundtrack, you probably want to hear what I'm saying. What if I move the microphone really close to my face, like this? Okay. Where were we? Move to location. Okay, so they're going to go. I'm not going to... yeah, we'll put it on 1 day increments. We'll let them go off to do the thing. Now, the first thing we did when we... Oh, they're still exploring. Right, okay, that's fine. Beetles have been upgraded, that's fine. I think they were the last 2, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't matter, because we're not keeping the safe, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to go into combat. We're going to try and figure out how to launch the fighters. If we can figure out how to launch the fighters, then I might be able to shoot something. I might not. We'll see. But we'll try our best to get the fighters gone. Once the fighters are wiped out, which will happen almost instantly, I imagine. We will take down some notes about what we're up against, but we'll commit to that. I'm not sure if I might. Okay, I'm going to commit to losing the fleet right now without making any changes. But what we're going to do when these die, we're going to make some notes, which I should have done last time, and we'll rebuild if we are allowed. I don't know if we will be allowed. Presumably they don't know where we are, but I mean they're only 2 jumps away, so they're not going to have a hard time finding us. No, I want this one. And I want this one. Since we are keeping this save, let's do. I think that was these ones. So these should be. Yeah, they're all done 2072s. That's just one. They're all 2072s. I think we're all fully upgraded to 2072s now. Except for the Baltimore. But the Baltimore is just a troop transport right now, so that's fine. We probably should be building more troop transports, to be honest, but I can barely get fleet combat going. So we'll figure out ground combat later on, much later on. Right. So these guys, what were they doing? They were doing auto mines from Earth to Eris. Have we still got auto mines on Earth? Oh, we've got it Earth. Let's refuel and resupply from Earth, because we're going to set these as cycle orders. We're going to load installations from Earth. We're going to load auto mines, and then we're going to go to Eris, and we're going to unload all installations, cycle those moves. It's going to take us 543 days. That's great. I am going to save that because just in case anything does go wrong and we need to go back to this point, we know we've dealt with that, so that's fine. It's taking a long time to save, isn't it? Oh, is it because I've got this window open? Let's turn that off. Right, let's pass time forward a bit. Okay. So we've met the aliens. They are currently... Why are they green? It's because they're neutral contacts, I think. So we know that they're hostile. So I'll mark them as hostiles. Next, there they go. They turn to red now. Cool. So, launch all of our... I think last time what I did, I didn't actually detach anybody. I did detach them, but they went into the same thing. So let's just detach everybody. And then let's send... So let's close this up now. Close this. Right, so you... I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if I was supposed to detach anyone, because now they don't have scanners. Not scanners. Words. Sensors. Words are hard. Okay, so let's just move to contacts and see what happens. Because the other ship's still going there, so we'll try and... No, don't go there. That's not where you want to go. You want to go... Just go to them, and you go to them. Okay. Now let's pass time forward a little bit slower this time. I'm going 5-minute intervals, maybe. Are you still going? Yeah, you didn't lose your orders, did you? You're just moving very slowly now. So if we go here and zoom right in, we are moving. We're just moving substantially slower than our main fleet. Been detected. Okay, so we can go into our alien screen now, and we can see some more information. So we know about these technologies. Sorry, these ships. We know this about their technology level. AS1. Active sensor? Active sensor 1, maybe? So these guys... Okay. Let's see what happens if we keep going. Right, they've launched a buttload of nukes. Jesus Christ, how many have you launched there? A new alien ship of the Columbia class has been detected. New hostile contacts, yeah. So now we've got much more. They've got 18 Columbia class ships, and I think they are the well, actually, judging by the way they just all jumped. Thermal signature, serve speed 8,000. I don't know, they could be fighters. They could just be warheads. Oh no, these are the warheads they launched. So why are you going off there? Where the hell are you going? Should be moving as a blob. Well, not really, but you know. Okay, so let's keep going. New hostile contacts. So we launched our things. Where are they? They're not shooting the fighters, are they? They're shooting the Lancashires. So at least one Lancashire's down there. 2 Lancashires down. See, this is where we end up, folks, because basically our fighters don't have any sensors or anything. I suppose I could maybe try and... No, the missiles are too fast. Because as soon as the other ships die... I probably should have left these ships in the group, actually. Because then at least they could have acted as a sort of point defense. Which is not possible. Yeah. And then these ships will die in a second as well. Yeah, and they don't know why they're getting shot, but they're just getting shot. Yeah, that checks out. Why is Black Squadron just sat chilling? Ships destroyed, lifeboats launched. Yeah, the other thing is we had 4 crew as well. I reckon I can get that down smaller. If I send Black Squadron... Is Black Squadron the only group? Oh no, we have got other... Yeah, we've got other wings. So we could... Yeah, we could just go move to... What's that planet? A1. Just go here. You're not going to be able to see anything, but you'll just get destroyed. Okay. Everybody's dead. Right, we got well and truly absolutely destroyed. But we know more about the aliens now. Speed, shield strength. I don't know how we worked out their shield strength. Based on the sensors we had and the information we had, it was like we weren't even close. So I suspect these are like combat. Well, they're all combat, but I suspect these are like smaller fighter class ships. 18 units, engine type, military, thermal signature. So thermal signature is much smaller than everything else. Like much smaller from that one. Oh, it's the engine speed. Okay, hang on. No. Thermal signature. Yeah, thermal signature is much smaller than everything else. We just didn't get the thermal signature of some things. Okay, cool. Right, for some reason you've chosen the Royal Canadian Navy destroyers. That's fine. Okay. So if we go into our event history, all of our crew died. Sad times. Okay, so what did we learn? We learned that they have a shit ton of missiles. Damage summary. So they have energy weapons, surface-based energy weapons. So they came from the planet. Okay. Surface-based energy weapons. I didn't even know that was a thing. They also had missiles further up, I think. Tap by missile. Okay, so the other problem we had is we didn't really give our ships any armor because we were like, oh, they'll go in the back. But then we didn't have a front or a back line. We just had a line, and they took one. The armor could negate one hit if it was like a strength 1 missile, strength 2, 3, or whatever. But I don't know how big these missiles were. Do we know? Damage per hit 6. No hits. I feel like I'm missing some information here. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. That was on the. I want to see what hit the Lancashires. Let's go back. Show all events. Oh, missile salvo? No. I'm assuming that's my missile salvo. I want damage. And I want the Lancashires. Lancashires are basically the first thing to get destroyed, weren't they? So this is, we're too far down. Or too far through the thing. There's max events. Maybe change this to like a ridiculous number. Yeah, there we go. I've just brought the game. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, hostile context. This is where everything started. Okay, so let's just use Lancashire 4 here as an example. Jesus Christ. Right, so this one here, you got hit by 8, 8, 8, and 6. And let's assume all of their missiles hit. Because these ships were slow as fuck. And had no armor or any kind of defense. Because we detached the fires. So let's assume that that's one thing we could try. We could try We could try again, but launch the fighters as soon as we detect the enemy and see if our ships actually do defend. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let me just turn this off for a second. Close this down. And then open it up. Because there is a launch all button, so you can launch your fighters. Okay, here we are. So we've sent them, they're on the way. So let's just tick time forward. Let's wait for them in Procyon. Let's back it out a little bit. And let's turn this off and just pass time forward in 5 days. Okay. So if we go 5 days forward again, next tick we will be, well, almost on top of them, but we'll, okay. So we just picked them up. Let's keep going. Have they chosen a different naming thing this time? They have. They've gone with gemstones. I was like, okay, that's weird. We must not have discovered them last time then. Okay. What? Okay, well, we didn't even... Oh, I didn't turn the fucking sensors on, did I? What an idiot. Okay, I'm back in a sec. Let's try again. I'm going to figure this combat out. It kills me. And it might. Come on. There we go. Okay, so let's wait in Procyon. Let's go forward. I'm gonna pass time forward to here. We're gonna turn our sensors on. Active on. Beautiful. And then we're gonna save here. And then we're gonna try and figure out what we are supposed to be doing. Because I think what I've done with these fighters is essentially I've created a lot of point defense, which is fine, because if we have enough point defense, in theory we can run them out of ammo. And then we're going to have to design a new craft for this, but our main attack force will then be able to hopefully take some of them out on the way. Oh, we got very close this time. Right, I'm going to save here. Because I think things are about to go a little bit bonkers. Communication attempts are stored as they're refusing to exchange information because we don't know anything about them. And why would they trust us? We're in their home system, you know, probably against orders. Well, not against orders, but against their wishes. Right, so I'm going to launch our ships now. So, is it this? Okay, yeah. They don't have sensors, but we'll turn active on anyway. Your active is on. You guys are now in the air, I think. We want you to protect these guys. Well, we'll just stop their orders, so you don't move from this point. You guys just stay where you are. We need to go into here, and we need to go into here. No. Here? Here. Okay. And we need to move the railgun into the fire control. And we need to choose a point defense strategy, I guess. Point blank defensive fire. How do I change BFC engagement priority? What's BFC? Beam fire control engagement priority. Sure. How do I... Okay. Point defense, range defensive fire. I don't want that. I want point blank defensive fire. How do I select that though? Ah, just click and drag. Okay, cool. Priority 3, shots per target 3, sure. So now that should have set this. No, it hasn't. Let's do assign all. So that's done all them as well. Beautiful. I don't know if we need fleet sync, but it should have also set all these. Right, so all their guns now are all set to point blank defensive fire. And these guys are set to hostile, so that when their missiles show up, we, in theory, should shoot them. So I'm going to save that, now that that's set, I think, set up, but we'll see. Right, let's watch a fat man blow up. Okay, we've got hostile contacts. What are we learning here? They're right on top of us now. And they are in range of our beam fire control. So there's 5 missile blocks of 6 and 14 for some reason. TB, what does that mean? Don't know. Don't know what TB means. Okay. Fire point defense. That's so many. That's a crazy amount of events. Oh my word. That was nearly our. Well, it was off screen. I was going to say nearly our whole max events, but it wasn't. It was about half. No, a third. Come on. Let me read. Right. Maintenance failure, of course. Why would you not suffer a maintenance failure the second you Okay, so basically the gun jammed on one of the ships. Atlas 36. Okay. Just 11%. We didn't destroy one. We destroyed one missile. We destroyed one decoy. We destroyed 2 missiles. Yep. We destroyed a decoy. Decoy. Okay. So we have a really shit chance to hit, but it's because they're so fast and we are... Our range on the gun isn't great at the minute. Okay, so we did do a thing though. We managed to defend the ship. Not well, but we defended it against 2 shots. Maybe 3. Turn this off. Right, so they're just gonna die, but it's fine. Wrecks of them. What happened here? Okay, so it's all of the Lancashires down. Which fleet point defense summary? Here we go. We shot 56 times because we have 56 railguns in this fleet. We hit 4 decoys. Average chance hit was 10. We actually hit 7.1, so we hit less than average, which is not great. What did the other one say? Point defense summary. Okay, so here we actually hit above average. We hit killed 4 decoys with 3 actual missiles. Still 10.1 average, but we hit 12.5. We killed 5.4% of their missiles from that batch. Obviously, we only had 2 chances to defend ourselves here. Okay, so we've learned something. We've learned something. So it's not completely useless. Oh no! Stop! That was annoying. Okay, so these ships are dead. They don't know it yet, but they have no fuel and no way to get like anywhere. So they're just dead. They died. I suppose I could fly to the planet with them. Moving orders move to here. I don't know if they'll make it. Okay, there we go. So they're mostly dead now. Okay, they're dead. Cool. So we learned some stuff. We learned some information. We didn't learn about the fighter fleet that they had, but we know they do have one. Well, we're assuming they're fighters. Actually, you might not be, because if they change the name here, change it again. Hippie names. Oh, this is the system themes. Yeah, so if they've changed the naming thing, then I'm assuming we hadn't discovered anything about them up until that point. Even though they killed the boron, like the boron just exploded. We didn't know why, but we knew why, so that's fine. Okay, back to the drawing board. This time with purpose. Spaceport Earth Mars has completed orders. Thank you. What actually were you doing though? Because I don't think you're moving spaceports to Mars, were you? You were moving all the half cargo shuttles back, weren't you? So now if we go back into here, so you should have 1 cargo shuttle station 4. Okay, so you have 1, 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 1, 1. Cool. So we don't have 1.5 on random things anymore. That's great. How is everything doing on Eris? Because we need this Macassium so we can build more research outposts, research labs. Earth is drained. Yeah, we're very nearly out of Macassium, aren't we? We lost a ton of resources by just having our ships destroyed, but we gained a lot more knowledge, and I think that's more valuable. Mercury. Oh, I thought Mercury had Macassium then. No, Verendite. Corundium. Why are you orange? Oh, you're orange because I've told you to build a shitload of mines. I told you to build 1,000 mines. It's going to take you 200 years. It's not. Well, it is because you're not building constructions, but you don't have to build constructions. You just have to build mines with the minerals you've got, and then all the extra resources come back to Earth. Okay. But wow, excuse me. I know. Take you back right now. One hop this time. 2. I can't hop twice. I'll break both legs. I need at least 1 leg. Right. These guys. Why is that now going to take you 1,000 days? It was only going to take you 500 days before. Are you on your way back? No? I don't know what happened there. Okay. Let's go into our fleet designer here. So, Carrier, the Lancashire, and the Fighter, the Atlas. Both of these designs were crap. They weren't crap. They were good for science. Probably shouldn't have built 4 of them, or 56 fighters, but it was a worthwhile experiment. Let's create a new class of carrier. So we need a new ship class, the Allegiance. Now let's go with British counties again. Let's see, where's next on our list? Kent. Norfolk. Let's go for that. So let's rename this. This is going to be the 2087 Norfolks. And we also need a new class of fighter. And let's select a name for this. I think that's Greek gods. Gods of war, maybe? Greek mythology. Atlas. Okay. So let's go with... We'll skip over A. Let's go with a centaur. Yeah, let's go with the centaur. And this is rename. This is the 2087 centaur. Okay, we need to go into wide view and we need to drop these down. Okay. We don't want a large storage. We don't want a bridge. We don't want... We don't want engineering space. Well, we might, but we don't need it right now. The Lancashire is obsolete. The Atlas is obsolete. But we will use some of the information. So we know... we had 7,000 tons of hangar deck capacity. Now, if we had a 10% chance to hit, we need 10 fighters, 10-point defense, not necessarily fighters. We need 10-point defense per ship to shoot one missile, and they were firing 6 missiles. No, they were firing 6 missiles. Well, 6 to 14 missiles, I think it was. And they were also firing like 10 salvos of them. Let me do some quick math. So if we say worst case, let's say they were doing like 14 missiles each, and let's say there was 10 salvos of them. So we're shooting 140 missiles at a time. Let's be really conservative and double that. 280. Split the difference. Call it 200. Call it 200. So we'll aim for being able to shoot down 200 missiles. Which, with the fleet we had, wasn't remotely possible. But if we have a big enough fleet and enough guns, it is. So, the original fighter, for example, had a single railgun. But it also had 4 crew, which was adding an extra bit of crew quarters here. We added engineering space in this to sort of pack things out a bit. We didn't need to, probably didn't need this big of an engine either, because I'm assuming at some point there's diminishing returns based on engine size and strength. So we can probably design a new engine, a smaller engine maybe. Although if a smaller engine wouldn't go as fast, so it would have less tracking speed. But also what are we currently researching? We're researching anything to do with fighters. Engine power, that's a good one, we need that. And that's coming next year in 11 months. So that's, we want that like right now. So we don't necessarily want cloaking theory, and that's going to take far too long to research anyway, so let's cancel that. Nuclear pulse engine, we do want that. If I put another couple of labs on you, because that, I mean, we do want all of these, but we need to sort of prioritize this a bit. That's going to take 5 years. Do we have another power and propulsion guy? We do. Not a 40%, but we have a guy with 8 labs at 15%. So that's April 92 with the 40% guy. I'm going to grab this guy. And then we get rid of literally everything else we don't need. So let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Oh, that will come in handy. Get rid of this. If I add all the labs to that, that's going to come in 5 months for that, and this obviously has gone up to that. So that was 93, I think, 96. I can't remember what I said, but it's shaved a couple of years off, and that's important. So we need that before we can make our new engine, and we need this before we can make a new engine, so our fighters will be much faster with the smaller engine. That's absolutely critical. Maximum engine. No, we don't care about that. Maximum engine size would be nice, but that's an expensive tech, and we don't have a huge amount of people. Squadron jump radius. Don't really care about any of that right now. Next thing probably is sensors. Upping the sensor strength would be helpful. To sensor strength per hull space of the component price, strength of the output. Use it to based on the size of the output. Pulse can be detected by GPD sensors. GPD sensors. I'm assuming gravitational something. Defense. Right, let's we should probably also build some of these electronic hardening, electronic warfare. See, the other way of doing this is we could build a stealthy scout diplomacy ship that can be in their space and try and translate their language and turn them into not hostiles, but we're kind of in too deep already. Logistics. No, we want direct fire controls, and the next we probably want 5,000. Okay. Probably want this because this is really the only thing that we can use to increase our accuracy. Turret tracking speed. Oh, the sensors should have fire control. Yeah, okay, so fire control. We should also do this one, I think. Range is not so bad. Fire control rate, speed rating we should do. Let's increase the size to speed rating. Give me design tech. Beam fire control. Okay, so this affected our tracking speed. So our highest tracking speed right now is 8,000 because it's 4 times 2,000. So if we increase that to 3,000, then it's going to be 12,000. If we can get our ships or fighters to move at 12,000, we can get a 12,000 kilometers a second tracking speed, which will help. So let's do that. Who we got? You probably the best we're going to do. So you jump in there. That's great. I'm going to try and get this active grav research done as well. Okay, so that's actually going to complete faster. It's beautiful. Right, let's see how we get on. We might just get wiped out here because if they come to our space, we have no defense right now. We didn't have any defense with all the ships we had in anyway, so there's no point building a defense. Life pod expired. Rip. Lancashire carrier dock increased, so we can build more Lancashires at once now when we are ready, but they're not going to be Lancashires, they're going to be Norfolks. We should probably also increase this while we're waiting for other stuff. Because if we can add 10,000 tons to that, we can add a couple of extra docks. Hangar bays. I was going to say, why is that such a specific number? Basically, it's doing a continual upgrade. Fighters are built in the industry tab anyway, so that's fine. Fuel harvesters. I think I'm going to build more fuel harvesters. Because I feel like we're going to go through some fuel. Fuel depot, and we want the Hudsons. What was OM? Orbital miners. We didn't do any orbital miners yet. That's our freighters. That's our troop transport. Okay. Let's carry on. Rest increasing. Where is this? On IO. Okay, so IO's starting to get some terraforming. But they need a unit of police as well. So we're going to go to Earth. We're going to load a ground unit. We're going to load the 7th Battalion of Space Police. We're going to go to IO. We're going to unload ground unit. Then we're going to go back to Earth. Terraforming. IO. Yes, we're breathable. Temperature is fine. It's perfectly, it's cold, but it's perfectly reasonable there. Water, we need water. Water. Let's add water vapor. And let's do 0.5. Let's go nuts. Engine power modifier. Okay. What's the next one in that? Because we really could do that. That's not that bad. Yeah. What? Okay. Well, yeah. If you're going to take the same time to do the engine as well, sure. Slipway added to. Okay, that's fine. We don't need any more slipways. Baltimore's complete orders. Hudson's been built, so let's send these guys. Who's who? Let's send these ones to Neptune. Fleets, go to Neptune, please, and join the fleet. And then please, 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 please build me some more. Ooh. Retired. Active grab. You were nearly done, mate. Why would you retire? Do you not like it here? Okay, 3 projects completed in July. That's pretty cool. Oh, because she had 4 and you only have 3. Okay. I was like, why is that doing that? Well, we want all of the military tech, don't we? This is nearly done. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, it's kind of blurs into military tech, doesn't it, a little bit, because we need to build a fleet. Next batch of Hudson's is done. You guys, please move. Let's just go back to the top. So let's join the Saturn fleet now. Oh, you bitch. 12 lab scientists just retired. At least you got most of it done. What about if we do that 8 guy? So that's only 10%, but I mean, it's better than now. Let's add more labs to this as well. Okay, so a lot more spread out than I'd like, but water vapor has reached the required level on IO. So I think, oh god, that's not good. The devil is upon us. Water vapor 0.5. Okay, so as I understand this, that water vapor number is going to come down and the hydrographic extent is going to come up to meet it. So I don't think we need to add any more stuff to this right now. I think Callisto's next. So we'll send the fleet to Callisto. Terraformers, where are you? Here. Move to Callisto, please. And we'll just keep an eye on this. So this is dropping, and this is coming up. This is going to take a while to drop down. We might even need to remove some. So we'll see. Oxygen on Callisto is done. Beautiful. That was very quick. Callisto must be tiny. It's not that big. It's bigger than the moon. 3,400. Yeah, it's bigger than the moon, so it is oddly big. Maximum, yeah, we need to add some magnesium, so let's add, what do we do to IO? 1.3. Alright, let's just do 1 then for now. Can always add and remove some if we need to. We're in June, the nuclear pulse engine is done. What's next in that regard? Were you a better scientist? You were. So you can just fucking have that. You. Go. Really didn't make that much of a difference. But that means you. And then might as well work on that next. Oh, nuclear gas core engine? Oh, we're a tier of tech behind, aren't we? That also doesn't help. Active grab strength 12. 16. Oh, I'm gonna go with electronic hardening this time, I think. And we'll go with you, Ibram. Boron is unable to carry out its orders. Where are you? Oh, you're all the way up here. You finished the Minerva survey. So all of these things are done. And we did find minerals. And that's a colony. Yeah, because we already picked that colony out. Okay, so we did find minerals. And we found minerals on Minerva. Nope, that's not what I want. I want this one. Show me, show me, show me. Minerva had sorium. Quite a lot of sorium. Oh, it's a gas giant as well. Ooh. That's interesting. It's probably a bit too far out to be doing anything with. But we've got, I mean, potentially we could build a fuel harvester setup out there like we've got on Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune. We've created a couple of colonies out here. So this moon, for example, 2.6 billion people will eventually live here. What have you got? You've got a good amount of like general stuff. Was that all there was? I think it was. Yeah, so that's pretty much all there was. So we could fit, what, 4 billion people out here potentially. But it's like it's not even in a good spot right now as like a last line of defense. Well, I suppose if we did build something out there, we built a colony out there with some sort of shipbuilding facility, maintenance, all that sort of stuff, basically a mini copy of Earth, then I mean, we had to build a specific ship that could get out here and tell it to ignore its overhaul because it took that long to travel out there. So we'll bench that for now. Boron, which boron was it? Boron 1. You are ready to come home and do your overhaul, I think. Let's... Can you make it home? Oh yeah, you've got plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. Survey bodies and jump point. Okay, and then this should overhaul colony. So now you should now head back. Build me another slipway there, please. Another jump point in Barnard Star, very nice. Shipbuilding rate. Are we waiting on anything else? We're just waiting on this, aren't we? Or these two. 91. September 91. Have you got any better scientists out? No, we don't. We've got a 7, but you're at 10% and you're at 50%. So we're not going to get any better than that. I could replace you with this guy. Because twice as many labs is worth half the research. Electronic hardening is quite an important tech to have. This one might be alright with a 5. So that's not 4 years off. What about you? We've got 3 labs plus his 8. Yeah, his 8 labs are going to be... Yeah. Just out of curiosity, what's this 40% one going to do? So this is May 99. Oh, cancel. This one, this one. Yeah, no. What about this person? Nope, that's the wrong tech. I was like, why did that knock 10 years off? It's because we picked the wrong technology. Yeah, no, it's going to be better to have the just the guy with the most labs. So you and you. I mean, he might level up and get more percentage. You might get more labs, but it's fine. Right, so we have 3 labs left. Let's not bother with power plant boost. Increase the risk of explosion if the reactor is damaged. I'm kind of willing to take that risk for such a cheap tech, because we can make the reactors. But how big is our reactor right now anyway? Nope. This one. Obsolete classes. I want the Atlas 2080. Looking for the reactor. Our reactor is 12 tons. We can make it smaller, but no. Okay, such a cheap tech. How much is that going to do? What's this? It's going to be done 12 months. So let's just get it. Deep space tracking is complete on Earth. Okay, so your sensor range now. Okay, we still can't quite reach 1,000, but we can easily cover Pluto with the 10,000 range. Okay. Okay, so what else are we going to build on Earth? What can we afford to build on Earth is probably a better question. We're nearly done moving automated mines as well. Could build more automated mines. Probably need... Oh yeah, we should build more of these. We should absolutely build more of this, because we need more military personnel. We're level 5 at the minute. Oh yeah, we can easily afford to build... Let's build 10 of those. Fuck it, 15. Yeah, build 15. Go nuts. Because that's gonna 4x, 3x our naval crew, our academy. Sorry. So this we're currently getting 50. That should up that to 200. Crewmen and junior officers as well. Okay. Could potentially up that to 5. Since we're... I think that only affects... I don't think it affects officers. I think it just affects crewmen. So yeah, we're dropping that by 50,000, but we're going to add 50 more academies. So that's going to go from 5 to 20. So if that goes linearly, then that will go from 77 to 280, which is more than what we're on right now, but with more officers and a higher quality. That's fine. Born 5 has completed the survey of Wolf. I was going to say found nothing. What have you done? So you found a lot of resources here, actually. In this one, literally every comet had some resources on, and Jesus Christ. Well, we'll be colonizing that. We will be colonizing that. This is a gas chain, but it will have sorium, so we've got fuel. Amazing. Comet. I mean, some of these we can just get with, or in fact, all of these we can probably just get with orbital miners. I mean, we'll need colonies on them anyway. But I think orbital miners would be the way to go there. Got a little bit of everything from the looks of things. How's the orbits of these? Not that bad, actually. Call it 5 billion. Well, call it 6 billion. Worst case. Okay. Interesting. So where have you got next? Onyx. JP1. Let's have a look and remind ourselves what the galaxy looks like. So you're here. Let's send you through to explore the next one. Which one were you? Boron 5. Go here, please. What's your... Oh, you don't have a... you don't have an order to ignore your overhaul, do you? Let's load template. Replace that one. Oh, no, you do. I'm just being blind. Okay. Yeah, you're just not near your overhaul time. That's fine. Let's get rid of that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Turn that off. Red alert, boys. Fuck, that close. Are these different aliens? These are different aliens. These are pirate aliens, I think. Well. Okay. Mixed feelings right now. We've got a new system. We've got a new system with a lot of stuff in it. Holy shit. 17 billion. That's crazy. Okay. Bunch of asteroids as well, so there's plenty of things to explore here. Let's go back to Sol though, because they just blew up a beetle. What was this beetle doing? Oh, you were just chilling on Earth. Okay, so basically we're dead. System turbine core. Oh, the shipyard got attacked by energy weapons. That's interesting. I didn't realize they could do that. Okay. So basically, we've got space pirates. And they won't go away because we've no defenses at all. I'm just going to spam this button. Okay, so they did leave. They just left. They got bored. Okay. So, I've just broke the button on my thing. That's too fast. Okay, that's better. Nope, not fast enough. There it is. Ground survey potential. Okay, cool. That's not what I'm interested in, though. Expired. Contract. Okay, so we lost a couple of ships. But that I feel like they got bored and left. I'm an idiot. Oh, we are waiting for this tech, I suppose. And this tech. Because that guy retired and fucked us right over. Let's try and get to this maximum engine power one. If it goes fine, smoothly till June, then we'll go to September. But yeah. Okay, so we can design an engine at the very least. So let's do that. Let's go back to our thing here. So we have an engine here. The last engine we had was size 335. Engines. And that was with the nuclear thermal or nuclear pulse now. Was it nuclear thermal? Nuclear thermal. So we're on nuclear pulse now. So engine power. We also have 2 times engine power. So we can probably have. So we had 335. If we had a 200-ton engine, that would give us the same power that we had before, but for 135 less. Weight. Which means 2 things. We could either have more guns or something on the fighter, so each fighter would have 2 guns. So instead of having, in that last combat encounter we had, instead of having 56 fighters, we would have 56 guns. We would have 112. Same, like for like, just we're probably gonna have more than 56 fighters. Excuse me. 1 second. BRB. Just forgot to turn the screen back. My bad. We're back. Right. Let's name this the 2091. And the last one was called the Hurricane Engine. Sticking with that theme, let's do Tornado. This is 200%. Okay. So we could go for this. Gives us more power than what we had before with a 100-ton less size. But this just gives us a little bit more. Easier number to work with as well. But also, what if we do? So what I'm thinking is, our ship previously, that was its max speed with the guns and stuff we had. If we start higher with the same engine size, because we might be able to make some of the other stuff smaller as well. That nearly doubles it, which means that he's potentially, he should break 10k on his speed. The other thing is we could go really small and have 2 engines. Half of 3, 150. So that might be better actually, because that's 48, 48 is 96 for 300 tons. It doesn't scale quite like that though, I don't think. We prototype this. And then let's do one that's 200 ton engine. And then let's do one that's a 335. I'll do a 300. And then we'll do a 335. Like for like. Don't really want to go bigger. So let's just copy the Atlas just as a test. Take off the current engine, which is this one. So for the 335, which I think is this one. No, 300. Did I not prototype the last one? Oh, I did, but it moved to the top because it's okay. Obsolete that one. 335. See, that breaks 10k. Means we now have a tracking speed on the ship of 10,814 just on this ship for the same size. But our tracking speed on our beam fire control limit is still 8,000. Well, I think on this one it's actually 5, but we want that to be higher, which is what we're waiting for our next tech for. So let's get rid of this class, delete this class. So the Centaur, let's see what you can do with the weakest engine. The 160 ton engine. Yeah, 2 of them really doesn't increase that fast, that much. But I think it will sustain better if we have multiple things on the ship. Also, why does it give us 12 crew? So this needed 10 crew. Oh, it's because it's not quite tracking as a fighter yet. There's none for auto assignment purposes. If we add on a tiny fighter, engineering fighter, maintenance fighter. Must be the direct fire control that it must have needed. No? Railgun maybe? Railgun. So it needs at least our weapon to be classed as a fighter. Okay, so let's get rid of this, get rid of this. And that, actually adding that on. Should drop the don't know. We'll figure it out. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Oh, deployment time should also be a lot less. What was the deployment time of the Atlas? 1.5 days. Yeah, we could probably keep that. Okay, yeah, that helps reduce that. So it's not, they're not there for 3 months, they're there for fuck all. What if we reduced it to 0.2? That gets us down to 1 crew. 0.3 days. What's 0.3 days? Seven hours. They've only got 12 hours of fuel. .138, sure. It's as high as we can get without going up to a second crewman. Yeah, so you got that. That's jumped up massively. Just reducing the deployment time. Okay, so just 1 engine. If we put that on, and that on, and that on, and then, well, that's, I mean, that's straight away, that's like half the size. What's our other engine here? This one? Okay, so with the same, roughly the same size, smaller, we can have nearly twice the speed, which means nearly twice the tracking time. Which means we go from a 10% chance to hit, I think it was. We say this to 2,000. And then I think they were going to something like 32, the missiles, weren't they? So at point blank range, we have a 14% chance to hit with this one. We still have a 14% chance to hit, but that's because the tracking speed is locked to the weaker fire control at the minute. But we've now got an additional 96, 32 tons to work with which doesn't sound like a lot. But when you're talking, this is 12 tons, this is 35 tons. That, I mean, straight away, that's we can nearly double the size of the fire control. Or we could make it more than, we could make it a multi-weapon fire control and have maybe 2 railguns on. If we change a few bits, we could also put armor on the ships. What would it be if I had? It massively affects the speed. Okay, so these, they want to be evasive rather than tanky. We're up to 2 crew again though. Is that because of? It could be because of the railgun. It could also be because of fire control. Yeah, because each of them requires 3 crew. Okay. Let's see. We're still waiting on this other tech, aren't we? Let's get this fire control speed rating, and then we can prototype that. What's next? What did we just research? Maximum engine power modifier. What's the next tier of that? Just keep going on that, because we're going to need better and better fires. Actually, that guy is probably better working on this engine. So we can go up 2 tiers of engine in not very long time. That was bad English. Nah, that's too long. But you can keep doing that, and you can do. Which one was it? This one? Yeah. Okay, so we need to wait until September, maybe October, so we can squeeze another couple of tons out of the reactor. Hopefully, we can avoid getting attacked until then. So that's September. Okay. All right. Let's give me the tech designer. Okay, so we're on our Centaur here. We need a beam fire control, and we need a railgun. Did we not get the? Oh, we didn't get this yet. You piss off. We don't want this. You, this, and you. It's still going to take such a long time. Okay. Let's cancel that. Because the other thing we are going to need to do some stuff in missiles. Box launcher. I don't like the logistic elements of missiles, but they are good for attacking things at range, especially on fighters. We haven't. Okay, let's go to October. Are you kidding me? Okay. Right, so our power plant tech is good. What else have we got here? Okay. All right, we need to get cracking with this. Because I'm kind of fine having a missile boat rather than a fighter. So we can make, because we've got a few naval shipyards. So we can have quite a big missile boat that's just all missiles. But we need our point defense to work. Our point defense has to be top tier. And we're choosing fighters for this. Possibly stupidly. What happens if I get rid of this? And we put on the big one. This one. I think it's better having a smaller engine, isn't it? So that just, it goes up to, I mean, if we put 2 on, we can't put 2 on with that because it's too big. We can put 1 on. I guess it's 13.7. Not this one. This was the slightly smaller engine. 13.6. 13. This gets us to 13.7 and it saves us 15 tons. But actually that with just a single engine. $204. I'm just trying to think how we can maximize the because we can. There's nothing really wrong with this gun. I mean, obviously we want the launch, the better launch capacity. So if we do railgun and we do, when's that tech coming in? Oh, we didn't do it, did we? We do need to do it. We absolutely need to do it. What can we afford to lose? We can probably gas courage. What's the last thing that's coming in? Fire control, speed rating. I mean, that will be really nice, but it's not essential because we can get up to 12,000 right now with the tech we've got. 16 would be nicer. Because you can build a 4 times tracking speed sensor. Not sensor, fire control. So with the 4 times the 3,000 kilometers per second that we've got, we can do 12. We can have a maximum tracking speed of 12,000, which means our speed can be 12,000. $16 would be nicer, but we don't currently have the tech to build a fighter that can go 16,000 kilometers a second. A second? Yeah, second. So let's cancel that. Better reactor means smaller reactor, but that's also going to be another 8 years off. Engine power modifier. Again, smaller engine, more powerful engine, more fuel hungry engine, so it can't go as far. Doesn't matter necessarily how far it can go, because we can just add fuel, but electronic hardening level 1. Electronic hardening is used in active sensors. Which means they can't detect us that far. Or they can detect us that far. They need better sensors to be able to detect us. Well, really, we don't care about that right now. Just trying to prioritize some stuff so we can get the get this going. I want this 30,000 launch velocity. So you do that. That ties in together, so that's okay. So we will keep this. So that will mean we can get a faster engine. Which might mean we can also make a smaller engine. This one is coming in before that, so that's fine. That one, yeah, we need that. If that's going to come in at that point, then that's fine. What else do we need here? This song really needs taking out of this playlist. I mean, it's contextually good, but it depends what you're doing, right? What is going on here? Do I have all the messages? Apologies. Right. Nothing important. Railgun. Okay, a bigger railgun would be nice as well. I don't think we're going to be able to get that. Oh, so we don't need that. That's fine. No, we're not going to do turret mounted point defense. We could, but no, we're not going to. We do need gauze cannons. But we're not. When we build an actual battleship with point defense on it, we'll worry about that. Okay. What else? Logistics. No. Ground propulsion. Again, this is that cheap of a tech. We might as well get it. And this is a 10% chance if the reactor gets hit, a 10% extra chance that it blows up. But it also means the reactor is 20% more powerful, which means it can be 20% smaller, theoretically. Okay. Where's my design tech gone? And we've kind of painted ourselves into a corner here. Can we have any... How do we design... ground forces. STO targeting. STO. Surface to orbit. Area point defense. We don't have any formations that can do that though, do we? Oh, here we go. Surface to orbit weapons. Okay, so we can build rail guns. Okay. I mean, there's no harm in doing that. How big is this? I don't know. STO, Hurricane. Railgun? Probably not avoid combat. And then how big is that? 88. So if we just have like a ridiculous size headquarters. Well, call it. $100,000-ton headquarters. I don't know if headquarters are classed as a combat class or not, but whatever. Okay. So let's research those. Barnard Star. $19 million sorium. Okay, beautiful. Keep going. Can I set their orders to just go and explore a random jump point? Is that an option? There's no... Oh! There's no suitable destination because... Are you... joking? They destroyed my shipyards? I didn't see that in the thing. That's... What? Don't fucking do that. What are you doing? Shipyard destroyed. So yeah, that whole time what they were doing is just destroying my ability to build ships. Well, that sucks. What else did they destroy? Surprised they didn't just bomb the shit out of the whole planet, to be fair. Sector governor. Why is there no sector governor? Okay. Right, well, we're gonna have to take that order out of their thing. So we will tell them to go to Earth. They can't overhaul, but they can stay in orbit. Remove all, just go to Earth. Undo that last order. Undo last order, and then in the standing orders, let's just delete all. Okay. Of course. I think this campaign is fucked. Yeah, we've got invasions and shit kicking off now. Okay. Why has Mars disappeared? Oh, Mars has disappeared because it's no longer my colony. It's their colony now. Amazing. Okay, so we've got the 10,000 ton headquarters. Let's build that on Earth before we lose Earth as well. Did they leave me with some production? I guess that's something. Oh no, it's not. It's ground unit train, isn't it? So we want to. We first have to design the formation. Formation templates. New. Earth STO. ST. 100,000 ton. Add a unit. No idea if this is going to work, but we'll see. Okay, maybe a slightly smaller. Maybe a slightly smaller Earth STL2. I have no idea how ground unit training works. Let's change this to... If we change this to a 5,000 ton. Okay, it's much more reasonable. What did we research? Let's change this back to 250 days and 300. Oh, that was just the HQ. Okay. Can we add that back into here? One more. Okay. Unit trained. Okay. How far can the lasers fire? 70 million kilometers. That seems excessive. Oh, that's over here. Okay. Yeah, they're basically taking out all of my fuel. So they'll go after Saturn next, I guess. It's fine. We'll get them back. Power plant boost. Okay, what else are we waiting on? Do we have any better weapon guys? 4, no. What about power propulsion? We have a better, not better, but more labs. Let's see. 98. I should have checked the other one first, you dumbass. Versus 99. Okay, so that is better. What about this in the middle? $99. So it's just always better to have more labs. Even if it's only by a little bit. Okay, we've got one spare lab. I'm realizing it does not look good. We're having a bad time. How's our ground unit strength looking? Oh, you're taking out my terraformers now, you prick. I can't believe I didn't fucking build any. Ah, dickhead. Repair yard, I guess. Let's build. I don't know. 9%. 3 repair yards, 2 repair yards. Nuclear gas core engine. Okay. Engines. What else are we waiting on for engine tech? I don't think we are we? We're not waiting. Engine power modifier. But we're not waiting 5 years for that. Well, we are waiting 5 years, but we're not waiting specifically for that. Okay, so that one tiny engine. Okay, so this ship here. How many sensors though? That's one of the things. Could give it its own sensors. How difficult would that be? What ships have we got? What ships are we up against, rather? '89. So Earth, Mars. Can't fucking see because of turn the contacts off. Rex. Okay. $70 million. So we need a 70 million range at least on our ship. Not necessarily on the sensor. 700 million. Okay, so that's good. We're good on the fuel range. When we're there, that will be really handy. That is my alarm to say go to bed. I'm going to change this to 750. 6539. It's not going well. Do you reckon we can get there? No. Maybe. I would love to have the hand drive. I don't think it's going to work though. Right, anyway, that is all from me for today. I'm going to save this because I'm determined to turn this around. I don't know if it's possible. We've lost a good chunk of soul. Finished building the military academy on Earth. Probably should have been doing something else. Probably should build more fighter factories, to be honest. How many fighter factories have we got? 50. God. 3, 4, 9, 3, 8, 9 divided by 120. We can build 2,000. Okay, so let's build 1,950. Not going to take as long as I thought. And it looted. We could also actually split that out into ground units as well, but I'll think about it. Set this as 50. Ground units. Oh, they're substantially more expensive. How many have we got? Oh, we only got 2. So we don't need as many. So let's just build 8. Yeah. Okay. Let's save that. We'll come back to it maybe tomorrow and see what we can do. We need to recapture Mercury, Mars, Callisto, I think it said. So we've got a couple of, lost Callisto. As long as we've got Earth, we can stand. Okay. Right, that's all from me for today. Catch you guys next time. Have fun. Bye-bye.